What's going on? Welcome to Ales and Strange Tales. We are your hosts,
Chris Moyers
and Dan Stickney. This is a new podcast where we crack open a beer or two and share our listeners' tales and experiences of the supernatural, paranormal, and just plain weird. Plus, we'll feature local folklore, interviews, and our own stories and adventures. So sit back, pour yourself a drink, and dive into the strange with us.
Welcome back to Ales and Strange Tales. I think this is episode 6, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What did you guys think of our guest? He had 2 full episodes.
2. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Hope you guys
Some
liked
wild
him.
stuff.
Dan's brother, so you were forced to like him because she's related to the
Yeah.
co-host.
Like him.
I recently just had Taco Bell today, and I think I'm dying. So there might be a ghost story about me coming up here soon. I don't feel good at all.
Exorcisms.
Yeah, I got to exercise out of my body before we hit the bar. Fuck. Anyway, let's hit the beers. All right, today I have, what is it called? Neon Beer Hug. It's an IPA from Goose Island. It says 10,000 volts of flavor. I would not agree with that, but it's pretty good.
What do you say, like 2,000 maybe?
1 to 2,000. I'd give it that. It's got a cool little bear with some sunglasses on there. I like it. What did you bring, Dan?
I got another look, and Goose Island's out of Chicago.
Oh.
Is
it?
This one is Migraine Brewing out of Joliet, Illinois.
I was just in Joliet
Yeah,
like 2
not
days
too far
ago.
from here.
Yeah.
It's a Service Dog. It's a New England IPA. And there's a, dog drinking beer on the front of it.
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not too bad. Not too flavorful, but
Yeah, same with mine.
yeah.
It says it's got notes of citrus in it or something. I'm not
Yeah,
getting
they
those
say
fucking notes.
10,000 volts of flavor.
Yeah. It's a bullshit fucking description there, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But it's 7%, so I will drink them, and I will be happy about it. I'm going to start going to the Oswego Brewery and get some beers for one of these podcasts here.
Yeah, I need to get more of them.
I never got them to go. I've drank there before, but I never got anything to go. They're not as cheap as you would think coming straight from the brewer, but
No, not really.
still going to do it. What do we have on the agenda today, Dan?
Well, I'm going to finish up my cousin's Mary stories from like 2 podcasts ago.
2 podcasts
Yeah,
ago.
It's like, oh, crap. But then I got a story from the Navy from our old friend Jake.
Jake, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a long time, but he's a good guy, and he's got a pretty cool story.
I haven't heard it yet, but I'm excited to hear it. And I got a story from my cousin Bella. She sent 2 little UFO stories. She does say she's got a 3-day story that involves UFOs or something. I don't know exactly what. Excuse me. I haven't received it from her yet. I asked for it, but still waiting. I'll give it time. It's a 3-day fucking story, so it might take a while to get it written out. Anyway, I do have another little tidbit of information. I just found this out recently from our friend Tina. She was at some kind of torture dungeon type fucking thing, like a Ripley's Believe It or Not type thing.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
In Wisconsin Dells, and she took a picture of it, and she showed it to me. We were at some Halloween flea market thing. Goes till midnight. It's pretty cool over there, but we're on the topic of hauntings and things, and this really doesn't have anything to do with hauntings, but John Wayne Gacy, his funeral was held at the funeral home 1 minute from my house.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think he was cremated in Lockport or Batavia, but they had the funeral in Oswego, which I had no idea about.
Like I didn't know you had family or connections over here.
Yeah, maybe they just did it in the boonies, but back then, in the
Yeah,
1990s, this was the boonies then.
Could be.
They didn't want a whole bunch of hoopla about it, so they probably just went to some
Maybe that was the
in
deal.
the Sticks funeral home and just figured that out. And
Yeah.
my grandpa's funeral was held there too, like
Shit.
10, 20 years ago, whatever the hell that was. So I thought that was interesting.
That is
And we
pretty
do
awesome.
have some weird, strange news. Strange news that we'll hit
Strange
later on in
news.
the podcast. We're trying to keep those every podcast, but sometimes we don't have any. But I guess we'll start with. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
All right, we'll start with Dan, and this is your cousin, right?
Yeah, cousin Mary. Hopefully you guys remember what she said last time. But it starts off here. My brother, Dan, not me, visited me the day after he took his life. Very sad.
Very, very sad.
I remember the time when it happened. It's very sad. But most people say that they go to hell. Not true. I can't remember if I was awake or asleep, but I seen him happy, running with the biggest smile on his face.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. She says, I am a Reiki master? Reiki? It might be Reiki. I should have looked it up. I feel good and bad energies, other things as well. Reiki is an energy healing technique that apparently involves using gentle hand movements to guide the flow of healthy energy through the body to reduce stress and promote healing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I didn't really know anything about it until she brought it up.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what
So I
it's
looked
about.
it up and like it's pretty interesting. She smells flowers in the winter, which is strange. I know my guardian angel by name. I'm also an animal communicator. When Charlie, my aunt's horse, passed away, he said goodbye to me.
The horse did?
I guess the horse did.
It's getting more interesting.
Reiki classmates have seen him with me many times. So she's got a horse spirit
Following her around. What the fuck? That's pretty cool.
I've had a very good psychic give me a past life reading. She told me about 2 people from 2 other lives I'd lived. She also seen Charlie with her. Apparently, one life I lived was in limbo and needed my permission to go to the light. I said, of course. Don't laugh, but in another life, I was a good witch. I'm not a witch in this life, but some little things draw my curiosity.
I heard a little bit of a laugh from you, but
I
we'll
try
let
not
that
to,
slide.
Once you see that, I'm not laughing. I believe in that kind of stuff.
I believe
I'm open to it.
Lots of stuff that a lot of people don't. I'm open to it.
I've never had a psychic reading, and I would love to get one by
I think we
legit.
both should on the podcast if someone's willing to do that.
Many years ago, there was a psychic downtown.
Yeah.
You remember that?
It's not there anymore?
I don't
Is it
think
one of those
so.
little houses right in
Yeah.
downtown?
I don't think they
remember
want that around here anymore. You know,
That could be.
They want to be Naperville.
Yeah.
Get them creeps coming around here.
There is one in Naperville, right in
Well,
downtown.
shit. Yeah, yeah, there is. Well, maybe we'll have to go over there.
Yeah.
She continues. One more thing. I was 8 years old when my dad crossed over. They told me he couldn't speak, so they left me in my room. But I heard my dad say, "Tell Mary I love her." On September 9th. Oh yeah, this was another story. I saw her kind of recently at a family function, and she told me this. It's pretty cool. On September 9th, 4:30 a.m., my alarm was set for 5 a.m. Sometimes you just can't wait to use the bathroom. So
I've been
yeah.
there.
So I got up, walked across the hall to the bathroom. As soon as I walked in, it happened in a split second. I was thrown across the room and landed on the other side of the sink and toilet. I felt like my legs were being held down. I couldn't move. I was so confused on what had just happened. I almost yelled out for help because I couldn't move. Finally, after a long minute or two, I was able to get up. It was very hard. My ankles and legs really hurt, also my hip. I didn't show fear because that's what gives these entities power.
That's what I hear. Yeah,
Right?
they feed
Yeah.
off that.
It was either that night or the next day I found the huge bruise on my hip and legs and ankles still sore.
She got really fucked up on that
yeah,
one.
that's pretty messed up.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
not
crazy
good.
thing is here, like she also says, she when she told this, I believe, to her sister. Fact is that one of her brothers that passed away did that exact same thing to her sister.
While he was alive.
Yeah, while he was alive.
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah, that's pretty rough, right?
Yeah, that's not a good brotherly thing to do.
But that's crazy that she experienced that.
So she's assuming that was him then.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
She originally, I think, just thought it was some fucking demon or something.
Yeah.
Like she said, she didn't want to show fear or anything. But that's pretty wild.
That dude needs to cool out, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it of hers.
Thank you for the submission. That is
Thanks
some freaky
very
shit.
much, Mary.
Hope she was able to go to the bathroom before that shit happened.
or after. Yeah. Not during that.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I probably would during it.
I would, no doubt.
The fuck.
But thanks again.
Yeah, that was wild. All right, I guess we'll hit Bella's stories here. Now I think she lived in Alaska for, I think, one of these. Did I already read some of her stories? Because isn't one of these not a UFO? One's a UFO.
One of them you didn't want to read.
Yeah. I can't fucking remember. Let's just read it and see what we got.
Started from the beginning, though.
Yeah, I didn't write the other one down yet. Let's just get into it. This is Bella, my cousin. So I'm going to tell you 2 small UFO stories. I am going to save the 3-day story for later. First, when I say UFO, I mean it was an unidentified flying object, not necessarily an alien. Now, I spent most of my life in Alaska, and many of those summers there, I was roughing it. No power, no heat, no running water.
Yikes.
No amenities at all, really. I couldn't do that shit.
No way.
Yeah, maybe for like a camping trip, but
Oh, yeah, something
other
like
than that, fuck. So one day, my mom was driving us home from the store down one of the many dirt roads in our area. Of course, no traffic because we're deep in the country. So as we are driving along, I was looking out the window and saw an orange ball of light over the mountains. I had no idea what it was or what it could have been. It definitely wasn't the sun because that was to the other side of the car. So as I'm watching this ball of orange light, it begins to grow to double its initial size and then completely disappears as if it was never there.
Wow.
It was like watching a supernova. This second story also takes place in Alaska somewhere around the mid to late 80s. One day, out of nowhere, we saw a black triangle craft fly overhead and start pulling off some amazing moves. Now, this did happen at night, and I did say it was a black triangle we saw flying, but we were in Anchorage, so there was city lights, and there was also a full moon that night. So it wasn't as dark as you might think. This story does have an explanation, however.
Right.
At the time, we didn't know, obviously, but we were either seeing a B-2 Spirit or the F-117 Nighthawk being tested.
I was gonna say like a B-2 stealth bomb.
Yeah, the triangle flying around.
Yeah,
I've seen those.
one of
I haven't
It's
seen it in
pretty
person,
awesome
but
when you
I've
see it
seen.
in person, man.
Yeah, I saw documentaries, and I would assume it's some fucked up shit too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
After you,
Especially late at
find out
night,
what
you
it
don't know.
is.
You can't really see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so there was 2 UFO stories. Now this is the one that is really fucking weird.
Yeah.
I've just never heard of anything like this before. So I want to tell you the tale of the imp. I was around 4 years old when this happened and lived either in Cicero or Berwyn at the time. This is Chicago suburbs, right around there. It's about
Yeah.
40 minutes from us or something. Anyways, late at night before bed, I pulled my dresser back while looking for something and saw this creature. A look into my Monster and Creatures book years later indicates that it may have been an imp. I'd never even seen what an imp would look like. I've
Imp.
seen it like in movies probably,
like-
but in a creature book,
Like
I don't know.
small little weird creatures, right?
Some small little fuck that likes to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Apparently. A look into my. Well, seeing that at such a young age, I shoved my dresser back against the wall, trying to kill it. Not the
Yeah.
nicest move. I didn't know any better then. Well, off to bed I went. Not me. I'd be getting the fuck
Oh,
out of
yeah,
there.
how do you go to bed?
Yeah.
After that,
Unfortunately,
Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, Walmart parking lot on all this shit every time. Unfortunately, that little fuck attacked me in my sleep. He hit me with some sort of burning liquid. Not bad enough to inflict much damage, but just hot. Then my mom pulled me out of bed and tried to calm me down because I was obviously scared and in pain. She leaves me briefly to grab a towel, and that little creature ran out to attack me again and then ran off to I don't know where.
That's-
Isn't that fucking
That's
wild?
cr-
That's
like-
crazy.
Did she grab a towel because there was a real liquid on him?
I guess, yeah.
That's crazy.
Or
if
just
it's-
because it wasn't a burn, but it hurt. So, but if it wasn't
yeah,
a
maybe-
burn,
yeah,
you're just
maybe-
wiping the liquid off.
or just a cold towel. I don't know.
No, is this little fuck running
Color
around
down?
with boiling water and some satchel and throwing it at Bella? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's one of the wildest ones that we've got
Yeah,
so
that's-
far, I
that's
think.
pretty wild.
So thank you very much, Bella. Can't wait to hear that 3-day story. Hope I
Yeah.
get that soon. Now you want to finish out your stories and hit weird, not fucking weird, strange news.
Strange news. Yeah, I'll start Jake's here.
Jake, yep.
He was in the Navy, and we thank him for his service.
Thank you very much, Jake.
All right. This happened in the middle of the night, sometime around 06, 07, in the South Pacific Ocean. I was stationed on the USS Harper's Ferry. I was training a new guy on how to be a starboard side forward lookout. We stand watch on both sides of the ship and look out for anything unusual or other ships, etc. Usually pretty boring. Maybe report to the bridge a merchant ship, nothing out of the ordinary. Well, on this night, I saw 3 M&M-shaped glowing white giant orbs in the sky. I'm guessing like round,
Oh yeah, saucer shaped almost.
Yeah. Imagine the size of hot air balloons. That's how big they were.
Holy shit,
Wow.
really?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. The guy I was training confirmed they were in the sky. The ocean at night is really cool. You could see stars for miles. And I can't imagine. Like, my dad was in the Navy, too. Being in the ocean in the middle of nowhere to see
Yeah, there's
all
no
that.
light pollution, so you're
No
seeing
way.
everything.
Yeah. To see 3 glowing orbs was completely unusual. The orbs stayed in one spot and then disappeared and then reappeared a considerable distance from where we first saw them. They did it 2 more times and then zoomed away in a blip like they were never there. I had my trainee report to the bridge right away when we first spotted them. Nothing was picked up on the radar. It all happened so fast, we were the only 2 people on watch to spot them. They were in a straight line. They stayed the same equal distance away from each other. When they moved the 3 times, it was like they were on a chain. When they zoomed away, it was like they took off at warp speed and were gone. I can't imagine seeing something like that.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be
besides
fucking wild.
my UFO experience, I don't remember them really taking off, zooming off. I just remember kind of
Oh
disappearing.
yeah.
This whole thing happened over a 1 to 2 minute time span. Nothing was seen on any of the ship's equipment. They just shrugged it off as nothing since no one else saw it. It was late at night, but we weren't drowsy at the point of hallucinations. I can imagine, you're in the Army or Navy.
Hmm.
You're probably working your asses off.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're gonna be tired.
Yeah, it's gonna hit you definitely.
But I believe him, and they were not hallucinating. Especially since what he says here, especially since we saw the exact same thing. So they're not like,
Oh yeah, they saw it at the same time,
Right.
same thing.
Both of us were wide awake. I never saw anything like it again, but I have found stories on Reddit from other sailors who have seen similar things at sea in different parts of the ocean. I don't know what it was, but I'll never forget it.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much,
Thanks,
Jake.
Jake, man.
Very
Awesome
cool
story.
If you got any more that you think of, definitely send it our way.
Yeah.
And let's take this time out to talk to the audience once again, because obviously we're not getting through to them. We need your motherfucking stories.
Yeah.
This podcast is almost done because we have no stories. What we are going to do, we're going to go put flyers up, probably flyers or stickers, just to get the
Yeah.
word out there that we have a podcast. And I think on the flyer we should say, we need your stories.
Yeah.
Please submit your stories. If you're some weird stranger that won't kill us, you can come guest fucking speak on our podcast.
Yeah, if you're
you want.
local,
If you're
come
local
on by.
and you're not a murderer, come on by. Let's do it. So please get your stories to us. The email is ales, the letter N, strangetales@gmail.com. So please submit those if you can. Now, I guess it's our strange news segment.
Strange news.
Strange news. We are working on a song for that, so bear with us. What do you got today for us, Dan?
Well, according to ATI, I believe, all that interesting, ATI, I'm guessing they're out of London or Europe or something.
Could be, yeah.
London YouTuber claims to have been abducted by aliens and fallen in love with one of them.
This sounds awesome already.
Sick of the men on Earth, London actress Abby Bella says that she hopes to normalize interspecies dating.
What the hell?
Yeah. To find her soulmate, London actress Abby Bella looked to the skies. She claims that she fell for an alien after it swept her into its UFO and right off her feet.
Literally swept off her feet. That's romantic, huh?
Yeah. Apparently, she joked online about wanting an alien to abduct me. Before long, she began to have dreams of a white light. And then on May 31st, Bella says she heard a voice in her dream. It commanded her to, quote unquote, wait in the usual spot. Bella had never heard the voice before, and yet she says she knew what it meant. The next evening, she says, I sat next to my open window. She waited, and as she began to fall asleep around 12:15 a.m., a flying saucer swept into view. Before Bella knew it, she wasn't in her bedroom any longer. There was a bright green beam which transported me into the UFO.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Most might be alarmed by such a turn up. Most might be alarmed by such a turn of events, but not Bella. I'm one of those people who all my life had weird encounters, she says.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Nevertheless, Bella soon found herself where very humans claim to have ever been, in the belly of a flying saucer. In Bella's telling, she encountered 5 aliens in the UFO. They were tall and slender, but Bella couldn't make out their true forms. She doesn't even know what this thing looks like, but she fell in love with it.
Fell in
love.
Tall and slender. That's
Yeah.
what women want these days,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, she says, I couldn't see them clearly, and they telepathically said I'm not ready to see them in their true form. But from what I could see, they had a slight green hue and big black eyes with human features such as eyebrows.
Eyebrows. I've
Yeah.
never seen an alien
And
with
a
fucking
sketch.
eyebrows.
She drew for Cater's News, which we don't have a drawing. The aliens have round faces and a snake-like gaze. Yeah. But Bella wasn't frightened. On the contrary, she was love-struck.
She was smitten. What the fuck?
Apparently, there was one who connected with me. She gushed, describing the feeling as being in love times 100. I didn't get his name, but I felt exactly the same. Man, she had no name, no face.
This alien's lucking out with this one. Fuck.
Yeah, dang. However, the star-crossed lovers faced a few hurdles. For one, the alien told her that dating a human was taboo.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Interspecies relationships do seem a bit taboo.
Although he was willing to break the rules. For another, Bella wasn't sure that she wanted to leave the planet Earth and never look back. He said I had to consent to go with them, but I didn't want to say yes in case they took me forever. So sadly, Bella left the UFO after just 20 minutes and back on Earth. She bemoaned the gaping differences between aliens and Earthmen. Aliens offer an extra quality of care. She said, men on Earth just tell lies and have double standards.
Oh, shit. She got us
dang.
figured out, huh? So I guess the moral of the story is if you want to meet women this day and age, you need a flying saucer.
Yeah,
So we're totally
gotta
fucked,
get
guys.
an alien, bro.
Yeah, what the hell is happening?
Well, that's pretty much it. And that's freaking strange.
That is strange. Seems like someone that Bill Murray be interviewing in the beginning of Ghostbusters 2. Right? His
Yeah,
little
some
fucking
shit
show.
But dang.
That is the strangest news we had so far on this fucking podcast, I
so.
think. Now, I myself was looking up strange news, and the best I could find was there was a big potato that was grown.
I saw that. Yeah.
A giant potato. That's all I could fucking find.
Yeah, big
So,
deal.
That's my strange news segment. There's a big potato somewhere, and it was grown. So there's that. We're gonna try and get more strange news. That was a good one though.
That's pretty good.
Is this recent? Did this come out just recently?
Yeah,
or?
I think. Let's see if there's a date.
All the
on
strange
there.
news I see is from like fucking 6 years ago.
Well, June
That's
20.
kind of recent.
June 23rd.
Well, that's very good. Thank you for finding that, Dan, and sharing it with us, well, me and the audience.
Yep.
Well, that about sums it up for this episode. I have nothing else. You have nothing else, do you?
That's about it.
We will be coming back with. We don't have a. Do we have a guest next week? We don't know
We
yet.
might possibly have a guest.
We might have a guest. We have multiple people that want a guest on here. We just don't know when we can get the time to sync up with their schedules.
Yeah.
But we may have one. If not, we'll have another episode.
We got a recent email from someone, one of our listeners.
Oh, it's like the first one of someone we don't know,
Yes.
correct? So I guess the audience is kind of listening to what we
Yeah,
ask.
somebody's listening, I guess.
Get your fucking stories to us, please.
Ales, the letter N, Strange Tales,
We'd appreciate it.
at gmail.com. We are going to be setting up a number. Probably going to start second season with that.
Yeah.
We'll let you know before it all starts.
Now, I have a question for you. How long are we going to wait till we start season 2?
I don't know. Maybe like a month.
And I think we're going to do 10 episodes per season as
That's
of
what
now.
we're looking for.
So
But we need more stories. So.
we need more stories. We do got to start touching on local folklore. We
That
really
too.
haven't done that yet.
And hopefully we'll be doing some investigations.
Yeah, we're going to do investigations for sure. It's going to be cold as fuck here pretty soon. So
Yeah, that's the only problem.
hopefully we'll
But
be able to do my cousin's warehouse. Well, it's my uncle's warehouse.
Yeah,
My cousin's working on it.
and
with him.
Pat's movie theater.
But I hit Dan's Brothers movie theater, and we did put video evidence up on YouTube.
Yeah, so check that out.
So go to our YouTube. There's 2 videos on there, and then all of our episodes are on YouTube now. So check that out. Ales and Strange Tales. It's Ales and Strange Tales if you want to look it up on YouTube, and that's how they look up us on podcast distributors, right? It's Ales and Strange
Yeah.
Tales. There's just the email. We couldn't get the and in there, so we did the end.
Just the end.
So keep that in mind. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris Moyers.
Dan Stickney.
Cheers.
Cheers.